Hi there. We are going live now at the Flat Track Fever at WFTDA sanctioned tournament. I'm your host, Mad Max, and this is my friend. Yeah, we have the Evil Living Dead and the Gas City Roller Derby regulators. All right.
Harley Sin, 30 Push Push Pass, number 41 Magic Wanda, 61 Spittany, and number 89 M Ski. That's your Living Dead roster from Edmonton, Alberta.
All right, and for the Gas City regulators, we have number 1-4 Bashan. 1-4 Bashan Bindi, 369 Glitter Guns, 6 Miramia, 241 Chowmean, 7-2 Pixelated, 5-1 Exotoxic, 2-2 Shell on Earth, 8-0 Nels Bells, 2-4 Russian, 101 Kalestorm, 9-7 JK Rolling, 401 Angel Blade, 2-9 Mickey Wiz, 8 Twisted Trickster, 6-7 Rocky Balboa, and 6-9 Gray Skull. And on the bench we have Dodger Balls.
And bench staff for Evil Living Dead, we have Mad Piper, Clumsy Lover, and Sour Cherry.
Awesome. Yeah, so it's going to be an exciting day of roller derby today. We got to say thank you to our officials, thank you to our NSOs, thank you to everybody who is out here today. It's going to be a great day of roller derby. Share photos, share tweets, share whatever. We'd be happy to see what you've got. You can also follow us at Flat Track Fever on Facebook and on Instagram.
Be sure to tune in tonight at 9 p.m. where the Calgary Roller Derby All-Stars will be taking on Evil's All-Star team. This will be the matchup, the Battle of Alberta.
All right. Looks like we're back at the line now. A Kalestorm and yes, Fire Vixen and Kalestorm lining up here. See what happens next.
So we just want to apologize to anyone online for the audio troubles we were having. They should be resolved now as far as we know. And Kalestorm getting lead for Gas City regulators.
Yep, but it looks like Evil Living Dead has got their jammer out. It's Fire Vixen. She's coming around the corner. Kalestorm calls it off, though. Gets those 4 points. That's what you got to do. Chip away at the lead that Living Dead has. That's not much of a lead, though. Living Dead sitting at 45, and the Regulators are at 31 right now. This is a close game.
Indeed it is, and with just over 3.5 minutes left in this first half, Gas City sending out number 72, Pixelated, up against Harley Sin for the next jam.
All right.
Pixelated not wasting any time, finding room on that outside. Oh.
Ooh, getting a penalty. So that's a power jam for the Evil Living Dead.
Pixelated picking up a back block penalty on that one. That'll leave Harley Sin on a power jam. She gets out, picks up that lead.
So it looks like the Living Dead are trying to slow down this pack because they want their jammer to get as many points as she can on this power jam. All right, pushing. The Regulators are offering some really effective defense, but we see a sweep here. Oh, still going. They are doing a great job in their tripod, but not quite. But Harley Sin calls that off. She just went out of bounds and decided, nope, better to start on a power start next jam than to keep trying right now.
That's right. Exotoxic got a piece of her, and Harley Sin stepping to that infield, but she's reported to the penalty box. So if I am correct, Pixelated will be released right on the whistle.
Wow. So that'll be an interesting start. We have all the blockers just sort of hanging out, waiting for the jammers to come back on. It's always weird to start like that because you're like, I don't know what to do.
Well, exactly. There's not much you can do because everyone's going to readjust once the jam starts.
Yeah, exactly. And the jammer has to re-enter at the back of the pack, so it might be in the advantage of the Living Dead to try to push backwards, so she has to come in further back rather than near the front.
So it looks like Gas City making some blocker adjustments here. So Pixelated, Exotoxic, and Shell on Earth, the blockers on the track right now, they are actually teammates on the Redneck Betties from Swift Current, Saskatchewan. So they've been picked up by the Gas City Regulators for the weekend. So they're used to be working together.
Oh, that's a smart matchup for their coach. It's great to play players with each other when they know each other, when they're familiar, especially when you have pickups. So that's a really smart move.
Absolutely. Like, they know exactly how Pixelated wants them to do the offense to get her out.
Yeah. That's kind of one of the fun parts about playing roller derby in Western Canada is you do get, like, players play almost anywhere they can, so you get pickups from all sorts of places because everybody wants to play derby. Everyone wants to have a lot of fun, so you get to know people really quickly just because of all of the mix-ups and mixing around we get with these teams.
Absolutely. I personally played with the Redneck Betties before. I played against Pixelated and some of the girls on Gas City, and it was really weird playing against them yesterday. I felt like kind of bad almost because like I'd go in for a hit and I'd be like, I'm sorry.
You're my friends.
Sorry, I'll tell you I still like you later.
All right, so we're starting our jam here. Yep, the Living Dead's backing it up. Exactly what I thought they would do to try to get the jammer in a little farther back. Doing some effective one-on-one blocking, but it looks like, getting through for the lead.
Yeah, Pixelated finding room right as she came up to that corner. Harley Sin being released from the box and Gas City Regulators scrambling to get together, but they managed to get a tripod together just in time.
Yep. Yeah, we got a nice close pack here in the turn. Everybody's jostling. It's kind of a huge mess.
A very slow pack right now. Everybody just kind of moving around like chess pieces on a board, just doing their offense, seeing their jammers, getting their defense in. I think both teams have
kind of discovered that fast pack wasn't really working as well as they wanted it to, so slowing it down, that's for sure.
And push pass, getting in the multiplayer, that'll get Pixelated through on the outside. She picks up 4 and calls it off.
That's a call. So, yeah, that takes the Living Dead's now sitting at 49, Regulators at 35, narrowing that gap. That's, you just got to keep doing that chip away until next thing you know, you're in the lead. So the Regulators are playing a good, smart game here.
100%. Next, Evil is going to send out number 89, Emski, up against Angel Blade for the Regulators.
Yep, got our Ooh, Angel Blade finds that line. Wow, she knew where to go, and she just took that opening and ran with it. Amazing start for Angel Blade.
You can't give Angel Blade space because she will take a run at it, and once she gets speed, she is gone. She finds room on that outside, runs up again, puts up 4.
Yeah,
and Emski picking up a penalty, so a power jam scenario for regulators.
Yeah, so that is great news for the regulators. That's exactly what they need. They're in behind, so they're going to try to run some offense here and get Angel Blade those points. Yep. Oh, perfect. Almost. Angel Blade gets through, calls it off. We're going to be starting with a power start in the next jam.
Yeah,
Wow.
Angel Blade putting up 8 points in that jam, narrowing that gap to 6 points of the Living Dead.
Yeah, that was great. Angel Blade played a real smart game there. It was a great jam for her. That's 8 points. Now we've got Kailstorm lining up. She's going to start on this power start. Hopefully for the regulators, so they're hoping she's going to pick up some points. But I'm sure the Living Dead is going to offer some real strong defense.
Gas City using that run back strategy, getting that no pack called, so Kailstorm gets through for the lead.
Yeah, exactly. And drawing a penalty too on the Living Dead.
And Emski, fresh off her penalty, engages that pack.
Kailstorm is running back in. I'm not sure how that worked because the blocker for the Living Dead also went out. Ooh, big hit on Kailstorm. She calls it off.
Oh, but she gets a cut
She
track
could
penalty.
not call it off. Oh, that's too bad. That gives the Living Dead a power jam, which is what they want because they're in the lead and they want to keep that lead.
So Gas City getting stretched out to their limit. Emski finding room up the middle.
Yeah, Chow Mein there was doing some great one-on-one blocking, but it was not enough to stop Emski.
I believe Chow Mein is fairly new to the blocking role. She's typically been a jammer, so blocking has been something that's been fairly recent to her, and she's been doing great at it, as you can see.
So the regulators are just playing fast here. Now it looks like, yeah, so they were killing that penalty. Smart move for the regulators, letting their jammer get back in, speeding it up so that the Living Dead couldn't get points. What? Oh, that is too bad because it looks like Kailstorm's going back into the penalty box.
And her pivot, JK Rowling, will join her. Emski at the top of the pack. She's still got 2 left to beat.
Oh, and Emski squeaks by. Another 4 points for the Living Dead. That's exactly what they want. They want to keep their lead, widen it, maintain their advantage on the regulators.
And Gas City at the front, getting a little spread out. I don't think that's where they would want to start that far ahead of the pack.
Oop. All right, jam is off. See what happens next. The regulators are starting with 2 players in the penalty box, but they were both standing, so they'll be quickly back in right after the whistle.
That won't give Harley Sin much time to get through, but we've seen her get lead time and time again, so let's see what she can do out there this time.
And the regulators are going to be starting low. They've got 2 blockers on. It's not very many to stop Harley Sin, and they have called a timeout.
It's a good call on clock management on the regulators' part. They need just to gather together, take a breath, and shift the momentum a little bit going into halftime.
For sure. All right, and we got to give a shout out to Girls on Track Foundation. They're helping get girls into roller derby. They're a great organization. You can find them at girlsontrack.foundation.org. And so, yeah, support Girls on Track. Also got to give a shout out to our ref crew today. I believe we have on the track right now the breadwinners. We've got Sweet Justice, Hang 11, Nitro, Jeff, Short Fuse, Eddie, Vic, and Scrappy out on the track right now for our ref crew. All right, starting off the jam, there's no pack, but the Living Dead's jammer gets on out. Beautiful lead for them. And yep, hit out again. Kale Storm is trying her best. She's now almost full blind for the regulators, but they still got one in the box. Ooh, it looks like there's going to be a star pass happening, and Kale Storm passes it off to J.K. Rowling, who finally gets out.
So glitter guns coming out of the box, hoping to get into play to challenge Harley Sin.
Harley Sin squeaks by to get those points, calls it off. Smart call, gets 3 points off that to get to 7, which puts the Living Dead at 64, and the regulators sitting at 45. And yeah, Living Dead has put their lead back up. They're almost at a 20-point lead again.
And with that, the regulators sending out Pixelated with her Redneck Betty teammates Exotoxic and Shell on Earth. She'll be joined by Rip Curl with a star for Evil.
All right, our whistle has been blown, and Rip Curl's looking for those openings. Looks like she's going to find them, but not before the regulators get lead.
No,
Pixelated, in the lead.
Pixelated taking a whip off of their brand new Monster Muffin jerseys, but she sees the threat from Rip Curl, and she's decided we're just going to keep this 0-0 and start over.
Yeah, those jerseys are looking real sharp, I gotta say.
A lot of teams this weekend have new jerseys. I'm impressed. I think Monster Muffin has a lot of teams that are here with their
we got new jerseys, gotta say. It is a good feeling.
Oh, definitely. It's
right.
Totes profesh.
Yeah, exactly. We got Angel Blade out here with Fire Vixen on the line. Fire Vixen's looking for the in. Oh, takes a fall, getting back up, struggling, but I think she gets lead. So
Angel Blade removing the star, but finds room on that outside, and she's hoping to put some pressure on Fire Vixen.
Fire Vixen's coming up. Her team's hoping to slow down the pack. They do. She's going to try to squeak through and get some points, but she goes out. Calls it off. Smart call.
Fire Vixen with a bit of a frantic call off there and a bit of a frantic O call for her team. So she was getting a little panicky, but
still picks up 1 point. So
exactly.
That puts Living Dead at 65. All right. Looks like we've got Rip Curl and Kale Storm on the line. Exciting matchup. Kale Storm's been having a little bit of trouble with penalties. See what she can do here. Hopefully stays out of the box.
Kale Storm is definitely one of the newer players to the regulators. I'm not sure if she's been there 1 year or two, but definitely one of the less seasoned players, but definitely having some success out there with the star.
Yeah, Rip Curl comes on and lead, and looks like she's going to squeak through for some points. Oh, goes out of bounds. And J.K. Rowling is going to the box. Rip Curl coming out again, getting those 4 points.
Kale Storm's still stuck behind that tripod. She's falling into the middle, but it's still in bounds. Yeah,
Kale Storm has been having a lot of trouble with that Living Dead defense. They are blocking. Their tripod is fantastic today. But she's looking for a star pass. Doesn't find one, so.
Not with her pivot. J.K. Rowling still in the penalty box.
Wow, what an apex jump from Rip Curl. Oh, I love an apex jump. It is so nice when someone can just pull that off.
I like when it happens right in front of the announcer table, too.
Rip Curl again. This has been an amazing jam for her. And it looks like number 6, Maramia, is going to the bench for a cut track for the regulators.
So Kale Storm passing the star off to J.K. Rowling, who is off her penalty.
Wow, Rip Curl is having an amazing jam right now. Holy moly. She's picking up another 4 points. 20-point jam. Wow. Rip Curl. Wow, wow, wow.
So
She just
doubled the lead that the regulators have, or the Living Dead have over the regulators.
That, is I think that's been the best jam we've seen this game so far. 20 points is nothing to sneeze at, that's for sure. Oh my Lanta. All right, looks like we've got Pixelated on the line with Harley Sin. There's some jostling here. Harley Sin's looking for the openings, finds them, trying a little bit of a butt chase, but that's not going to work.
Pixelated was stuck at the back, but she squeaked to that outside and found just enough room to get by, get that initial. She's only about a half track behind.
Yeah, both teams have players in the box. Oh, yep, and calls it. Smart call for the Living Dead.
Yeah, putting up those 4 more points, holding Regulators to 0, edging out that lead just a bit more.
You know, some teams they cave under pressure when the other team starts to squeak up on their lead. They don't know what to do. They get frantic. But the Living Dead has been playing strong and controlled, and they've been doing a really good job responding to the Regulators.
Absolutely. I know the Regulators have a lot of newer skaters on their bench, so it's been frustrating for the seasoned vets to have that difference in skating ability.
But Angel Blade gets the lead on this jam, and that's exactly what the Regulators need. They're looking for some points to narrow that gap. Ooh, and nope, I thought it was a power jump, not quite.
Nope, Fire Vixen getting knocked to the out by Shell on Earth.
Yeah,
Regulators doing a great job of reforming in the front. Bash and Binny holding that inside, but she is knocked off by Attica Flinch. Meanwhile, Angel Blade putting up 4.
Yeah, this has been, the Regulators are playing such good defense right now. Their tripod is strong.
So Pat coming to a standstill. Angel Blade taking advantage of the down.
Yeah,
her own
Emski
down
there.
skater.
Gave her a little bit of hip. Ooh, and does it again. Angel Blade's going to call it off. Scores a few points, though. That's 4 points for the Regulators on that jam.
And if one of the coaches doesn't call a timeout, this could bring us to halftime.
I think it's looking like that. Both teams, I think, are ready for a break.
Definitely. This was a hard-fought first half, and the score is reflective of that effort. It's still relatively low scores. These teams are good at adjusting to each other's style of play.
Yeah, so yeah, we're sitting at the half. We are sitting at 89 for the Living Dead, 49 for the Regulators. We're going to be on our intermission. Thank you very much for tuning in.
And we'll be back in just over 14 minutes.
All right, welcome back to Flat Track Fever, the WFTDA sanctioned tournament. We are just entering the end of the intermission for the game between the Evil Living Dead and the GCRD Regulators.
Of course, Living Dead coming from Edmonton, Alberta, and Gas City is from the city of Medicine Hat, just on the border of Saskatchewan.
Right, so we are in the Alberta women's bracket for this tournament. It's been lots of exciting action here. The Living Dead are sitting at 89 and the Regulators at 49 if you're just tuning in now.
Again, both these teams coming off of losses yesterday. The Gas City Regulators losing out to the Jane Deers to a couple hundred points, I believe. And then Evil losing to NFRD by maybe less than 20 points. So that was a really close game. So both of these teams are hungry for a win.
Yeah, that's for sure. So it looks like we're going to be starting this jam off with number 401, Angel Blade for the Regulators, and number 21, that is Harley Sin for the Evil Living Dead. So it's going to be kind of a fun matchup, I think. Both teams have people in the penalty box as well, so they're both starting short. Kind of fun. We'll see what happens there. Also got to give a shout out to our amazing NSOs. They're doing a great job on the track, off the track, at the score table. Yeah, we have a lot of people here making this tournament happen, and we could not function without them.
Absolutely. It takes a lot of people to put on this 3-day tournament, and Chinook City's had a lot of experience with that. I think this is the 8th year for Flat Track Fever, and the first time that they've co-hosted with Calgary Roller Derby.
Yeah, that's why we're getting such exciting action here, and we have the exciting action of having a WFTDA sanctioned games as well. So, yeah, please keep tuning in to watch these exciting games. All right, we're 5-second mark here. Going to be blowing the whistle right away. All right, Bull Jammers pushing a little bit, pushing. Strong tripods. Oh, the Evil Living Dead are just holding.
No pack is called. Angel Blade taking advantage of the blockers jostling to get back into play.
Yep.
But Harley Sin is out first. Angel Blade putting on some pressure, forcing the call off.
Yeah, and even when you're not scoring points, that's a great situation to be in when you can get the other team to call it off like that, make it a 0-0 jam.
Absolutely. We've got Rip Curl with the star for Evil Dead next on the jam line. She was their best jammer in the first half, putting up 20 points.
Yeah, and Kale Storm lining up against her. She had a little bit of trouble in the first half. We'll see how she does here with a fresh start. Got a little bit of a break in between. See if she can pick it up.
Sorry, that's her best jam was 20 points. I think she put up more points than that.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
just thinking that. I was like, didn't she have a 20-point jam?
Yeah, and so we see that again. Rip Curl out in lead. Kale Storm still struggling, but breaking free to follow behind. Packs being fast all over again.
So Rip Curl coming back into play, cutting to that out. Chow Mein to meet her, knocks her to the infield, and Rip Curl is going to call it off. She puts up another 3 points.
All right. And we couldn't be doing this getting these stats without our producer, Swiss Army Roy. He's doing an excellent job keeping track of what is going on the track so we can bring you up-to-date information about jams and points and all those other good things. All right. Got a new lineup here that's pixelated and Harley Sin lining up on the line.
Pixelated, making sure her blockers have Harley Sin. Harley Sin getting cuts to the outside, gets a bit of assistance from Fire Vixen, who picks up a penalty, but it is Pixelated with that lead gem status.
Wow, look at that blocking there. That is number 8. Twisted Trickster held Harley Sin for a long time. And yeah, we got call off for the regulators. Pixelated picked up some points, calls it off. Smart move. We got 92 for the Living Dead and 53 for the regulators. All right, now we've got Angel Blade on the line, and she actually was the best jammer for the regulators in the first half. She got an 11-point jam, and so she's a pretty strong player for the regulators, has had a really good history.
Yep, she took a bit of a derby break, but is back into action, back at full force. But Rip Girl beat her out this time, picking up that lead status. So Angel Blade taking out the star, falling into one knee, and getting knocked to the out and bridged back by push pass.
Yeah, it really looked like she was going to get the in there, but must have just squeaked to the outside. Too bad. Still trying to make her initial pass and getting recycled over and over again by the evil Living Dead.
Rip Curl coming back into play with Gas City setting up at the front, getting pushed out of play.
Wow. Rip Curl has been so phenomenal. I know I've said that already, but she just takes the Living Dead to 100 points. That's awesome. They've hit the 100-point marker.
And as they hit that 100 points, Angel Blade reporting to the penalty box for a cut track penalty. That'll leave Rip Curl on a power jam.
Well, regulators regain their pivot out of the box, but will that be enough to stop Rip Curl? Who can tell? More penalties. Oh, my. Oh, and it looks like Rip Girl is heading to the box along with the regulators player 44 or 14, sorry. Bashan Bindi. All right, Angel Blade back out of the box. Star in hand, trying to make that first initial pass still. Let's see if she can get out on this power jam. Makes the pass.
She's passed it to number 69, Grayskull, your new jammer for the regulators. Oh, trying to maintain that balance on one foot. Gets knocked out, bridged all the way back behind the jam line by Attica Flinch.
Wow, Attica Flinch. That was a hit and a half, I tell you. Rip Girl out of the box again, hit out of bounds by Angel Blade, but still battling up near the front of the pack and gets through for more points.
And Grayskull picking up a cut track penalty just as the jam comes to an end. That'll give a power start to the Living Dead, who have a 55-point lead right now.
And that was a 16-point jam for Rip Curl. Again, she is on fire. She's been doing amazing stuff in this game. So that's, we're sitting at 108 for the Living Dead and 53 for the regulators. power start for the Living Dead.
So Evil opting for that passive offense, hoping those blockers get pushed to their out-of-play point.
Ooh, getting some big hits, but staying up, coming up against Chow Mein.
And the no pack is called. Spitney takes advantage, gets through, gets lead.
Yep. Gonna have that lead. That's really nice for them because the jammer for the Regulators still will have to make her initial pass, and they've the Living Dead have already had that first pass.
Absolutely, and in preparation for a potential star pass, Gas City sending out J.K. Rowling with the pivot cover.
Wow, 4 points for Living Dead. Regulators still to make their initial pass. Gray Skull coming back out of the penalty box.
It's only 2 blockers on the track for Gas City. They're setting up at the front, getting through, getting
Gray
a bit of
Skull
offense.
gets through a bunch. Ooh, big fall for Gray Skull. Off of a blocker for the Living Dead.
Gray Skull, little sideways move, gets her through on that out for her initial.
Yeah, I've been seeing Spitney giving some real big hits out there.
Spitney coming in
As a
hot. The
jammer,
no pack
that's
is
fun.
called.
Wow.
And Spitney is knocked to the outside, but she puts up 8 points in that jam, pushing out Living Dead's lead to 116.
Yeah, they like it. It's probably nice for them to be sitting at such a comfortable lead, but they can't get too lazy. They got to keep up a strong front out there. Don't want to give up any points, so that they can finish strong.
Absolutely. Evil Dead switching things up a bit, sending out Fire Vixen with the star and Rip Curl as a pivot. Fire Vixen wastes no time picking up that lead. Pixelated for Gas City is at the back, trying that inside.
Wow.
And push pass will report to the penalty box for Evil Dead.
Yeah, no, that Evil Dead has some really strong blockers out there. They have been doing an amazing job keeping the Regulators jammers in check.
And Pixelated out for her initial. Fire Vixen is going to call it off before she can score any points for the Regulators.
Yep, Living Dead squeaks out 4 on that jam, pulling them even further ahead. All right, ooh, Roxy Balboa on the line. That's quite exciting. Coming up against Angel Blade. Angel Blade going back.
Roxy Balboa is just a powerhouse of a jammer and wastes no time getting to the top of the pack. But Angel Blade finds room on that outside, picks up lead.
Looks like Roxy picked up a penalty as well. She looks a little confused, has to skate to the box. One of the Living Dead blockers is out of the box now as well.
Angel Blade frantically signaling for some offense on either side, any way she can get it to get her through and get her those points.
Yeah, and her team is listening. They are taking out arms. They are taking out players. They are doing whatever they can to get those points that the Regulators desperately need.
These are the scenarios that we practice for because we know that we're going to run into them. So Regulators with that offensive sweep to the end, but Gray Skull picking up a back block.
Angel Blade did some really nice footwork there too, coming out. It's really beautiful. Oh, but Roxy Balboa comes through. She is fast. And Angel Blade makes a smart move, calls it off before Balboa can get any points.
Yeah, Roxy Balboa had some good speed on her, and once she gets going, she is hard to slow down. So that was a smart move, calling off that jam after picking up 8 points.
Yeah, so that looks the Regulators coming up to 61 now against the Living Dead, 120. Great jam for the Regulators. Definitely narrowed that lead a bit, scored some points. All right, Rip Curl out again. Again, she's been doing so good. She's up against Kailstorm. We've seen this matchup before. We'll see what happens now.
Rip Girl cutting to that inside, but number 6 is quick to meet her there.
Yeah, kind of reform. I've been seeing, Maramia has been doing a great job out there blocking She's been reforming, recycling, hitting those blockers out when it's necessary.
Rip Curl came out first, but she incurred a no pass, no point, so she is not the lead jammer. Lead is still open to the regulators.
Oh, yeah, and there's another hit out, dragging Rip Curl back.
And Kale Storm was a little confused on that outside for a second there. And she's emerged from the pack, but was not awarded lead by her jam ref.
So it looks like there will be no lead. Almost all of the blockers are in the box, which is interesting. Rip Curl coming through, Kale Storm's coming through. They're just gonna skate until those blockers are back out.
It's one-on-one action right now. Now it's 2-on-2 as a blocker apiece has come out.
Chow Mein exits the box as well. Gonna try to do some one-on-one blocking on the evil Living Dead jammer.
Kale Storm finding room, getting those
Chow
4
Mein,
points.
lots of shoulder. Beautiful hit by number 6. Oh, look
Chow
at that
Mein,
one-on-one.
beautiful tabletop there.
We got a few more blockers on the track now, making it a little harder for these jammers to score any points. Kale Storm looks like she's struggling, possibly going to do a star pass. Decides not, gets the in and gets out. Wow. Chow Mein giving a block on Rip Curl as well, pulling her out. Oh.
Rip Curl getting bridged back by Chow Mein as Kale Storm comes back in. Both these jammer have 12 points apiece.
Yeah, in that last jam, I saw Chow Mein out there giving some seriously good blocking. I'm super impressed by all the one-on-one tabletops she's been doing, holding Evil Living Dead down and keeping their lead down as well. So that was a high-scoring jam for both teams, with the Living Dead at 15 points and Regulators coming in at 12. And that's great for the Regulators because that puts them up to 73.
Definitely. And with the next start of the jam, we've got Pixelated with the star for Gas City. Getting through on that outside, gets lead.
Yeah, beautiful quick lead there.
Harley Sin at the top of the pack. She's just got Twisted Twixter to beat.
All right. Let's see if the Regulators can score some points on this jam here. Pixelated coming through, falling and calling. And 1 point for the Regulators off that jam. So that's great, you know. They got one and they held the Living Dead down to 0 in that jam, and sometimes that's what you got to do.
Exactly. Slowly chip away at that lead, 1 point at a time if that's what it takes.
All right, now we got Angel Blade on the line with Spitney. And it looks like we are getting a timeout / official review.
So while we're on this timeout, let's take a look at the penalties for both of these teams, because it looked like there was a bit of penalty trouble there.
Oh, wow.
So we've got push, pass with 6 penalties right now. Everyone else is keeping it fairly clean, only 2 or 3 apiece, but push, pass is getting close to that ejection.
All right, let's see what's going on for the Regulators. Oh, wow, we got more than one player in trouble here on the Regulators. Maramia sitting at 5 and Grayskull with 6 penalties. That's not a place the Regulators want to be right now.
Definitely not. Some penalty trouble is what can change the entire course of your game. And with Evil, I believe they lost 1 blocker already. No, sorry,
Black
that was
is
a different
asking
game.
for an
I'm
official
getting my games
review
mixed up.
on
It's been a
the
very
white
long
jammer
weekend
for a
already.
back block on a black blocker.
All right. Our officials have, I believe they're making their call right now. They are in a huddle discussing. We've got a lot of crowd action. All right. Yep. It's been a great atmosphere in here today. Lots of enthusiasm. Lots of fans out in the audience. Lots of fun, that's for sure.
Definitely. And coming up, oh, we've got that game right now. That's not up to date at all. Let's hide that.
All right. If you're just tuning in right now, we're watching the Evil Living Dead against the Gas City Regulators. The Living Dead are out of Edmonton, Alberta, and the regulators are from Medicine Hat. It's been an interesting game so far. Living Dead sitting in at 135. And the regulators at 74. Officials are reviewing a call right now, and hopefully we'll find out what's going on right away.
It was legal contact on jammer versus blocker, so no call.
All right. So
it looked like Evil was looking for a call against the regulators jammer, but the no call will stand, and Evil will not retain the review for this half.
well, sometimes when you see something, you think it's a good review, and the refs decide not. We have a great crew of refs out here right now. They're watching everything. They're doing a great job, so we're super glad to have them.
And back in the action, Spitney's at the top of the pack with a star for Evil. Angel Blade getting knocked to the outside, bridged all the way back by the pivot, Rip Curl.
Yeah, Rip Curl, who we've seen jamming a lot, doing a great job as a pivot right now, playing some real hard defense against not Angel Blade, who's jamming right now.
And Rip Curl getting
Angel Blade,
around,
yeah.
almost getting the edge on Angel Blade, but Angel Blade had just a bit more speed to outrun her to get her initial.
Yeah, did a star stash, made it through. Out, and Spitney calls it. You could hear her coach going, call it, call it, call it.
Oh, and it looks like somebody lost a toe stop. Yep, Spitney lost her toe stop coming around that corner, so that could be another reason why she called it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's always kind of interesting when you lose a piece of equipment on the track. You just got to keep going and hope everything was okay.
Absolutely, and toe stops are kind of essential to jammers, so I wouldn't want to go through the pack without one of them.
That's for sure. All right, Kailstorm on the line with Fire Vixen. Both jammers still pushing. Kailstorm gets the lead. That's exciting for her since she had a tough first half, and yeah, it's nice to see her get out in lead.
And we've got Harley Sin with the pivot cover for Evil, switching into that blocker role for a little bit, switching things up. And with that, Fire Vixen getting through for her initial. Gas City doing a great job of getting their jammer out, getting that lead, getting those points.
So yeah, we see Kailstorm on her knees. Sometimes, you're down. It's best time to call it. That takes regulators getting a 4-point jam there, taking them up to 78 points.
So Rip Curl will have the star again for this next jam. She'll be facing off against Pixelated.
Yeah, Rip Curl again, jamming great. Also pivoting really well. So Rip Curl has just been a force. She can basically do everything.
Wasn't Rip Curl just on the track as a pivot?
Oh, yeah, she was. Ooh,
doing double duty, doing the triple threat duty. She can do it all. And she got lead, too.
Ooh, a lot of falls out there. I saw Trickster go down, and then Exotoxic as well. Ooh, a lot. Falls in the corner, falls everywhere. This floor is slippery, folks.
Pixelated having some trouble getting through for her initial, but she edges out, gets through on that inside.
Looks like the Living Dead are going to probably try to get some points and then call it. Yep. Exactly. Oh, but it looks like that's assessed 0 points for the Living Dead on that jam. Oh, 4. Never mind. 4 points for the Living Dead. Right, because they got that initial pass.
So Harley Sin and Fire Vixen switching roles once again. Harley Sin now with the star against Angel Blade for Gas City.
Ooh.
Angel Blade assessing the situation for a moment. Harley Sin making sure her tripod catches that jammer.
Wow.
And Roxy Balboa, last-ditch effort, will get Angel Blade knocked to the out.
Oh, and that looks like no pack calls. Yep.
Angel Blade removing the star, taking a step to that inside as one of the Evil blockers reports to the box.
And yep, that was a star pass to number 67. That is Roxy Balboa. Oh wow, we have a Roxy Balboa and Roxy Balboa and Roxy Balboa in this game. A lot of similar names.
Definitely. With Derby being such a huge community, it's hard to come up with unique names anymore.
Yeah, you go on the roller derby name registry website and you're like, well, guess I can't be anything because everybody's already taken everything.
I feel like we've just given up on that roster.
All right. Now we got Emski out there with Kale Storm.
Kale Storm getting caught up at the back behind Rip Curl, playing the pivot role again.
Yeah, Rip Curl. Ooh. Yep, Kale squeaks through. Wow. Yeah, so now we got some one-on-one action coming up around the turn. Emski in the lead, but Kale Storm is pushing her.
And
going to try to force a call, and she is successful.
We had a very fast pack, and neither of these jammers want to play that game. They want to keep things slow, keep things controlled and in their favor, so they're going to call it off.
All right, we got Harley Sin on the line with Pixelated.
Looks like JK Rowling, the pivot for the Regulators, will be starting in the box, giving the pack advantage to Evil.
Yeah, no star passes for the Regulators right now. Ooh, but I don't think they need one. Pixelated comes through for the lead. Followed close behind, though, by Harley Sin.
Yeah, Pixelated found room and ran with it, getting that lead for the Regulators. Exotoxic backing up on Roxy Balboa. Pixelated tries to jump that apex, doesn't quite land it. Does she get any points?
Apex jump, not quite successful, but nevertheless fun to watch.
Oh, and the ref holds up 0, no points, but I feel she should get points for style.
Yeah, points for style. Falling with style.
Absolutely. There's something to be said about falling gracefully in this sport.
Yeah. Wow, so we got Rip Curl on the line again with Angel Blade.
Angel Blade opting for a running start, coming in hot to that Evil tripod, but they were ready for her.
Yeah. Hoping for some help from JK Rowling, and she gets it. Comes around fast feet, but not as fast as Rip Curl, who gets the lead.
No, little zigzag move from Angel Blade got her through.
Yeah, it is always amazing to watch the jammers out there. They are phenomenal. They use their toe stops, they turn, they twist, they do it all.
Gas City fighting for that front wall position, hoping to save their points. It works in their favor. They hold Evil to 2, to the Regulators 1.
Yeah, it's always nice to squeak through that 1 point before they call it off, that's for sure.
Exactly. It's always satisfying to get that 1 point in there, like, haha.
It looks like we're going to be having another official review, this time for the Regulators. So we'll have to see what happens there. In the meantime, we got to say a thank you to Rydell Skates. Rydell Skates has skates you'll love. From entry level to elite, their skates offer the latest design and materials for perfect fit and peak performance. Go to rydellskates.com for all your skating needs. You should also support the Girls on Track Foundation.
White 6'9" multiplayer.
How would your life look like if you played roller derby as a young girl? Help provide a positive culture for participation, fun, and empowerment for girls by supporting Girls on Track. girlsontrackfoundation.org. Right. So we're still reviewing here. Looks like the refs are almost ready to make a decision.
White will not retain their official review. The refs feel that there was multiplayer.
Okay. So it looks like the Regulators were trying to challenge the call here, but the call will stand. All right. So
And we have an announcement that Grayskull, number 69 for the Regulators, has fouled out with 7 penalties.
yeah, when we last looked at her penalties, she was sitting pretty high, so That's too bad. Get that 7th penalty. Out she goes.
So off the break, Kailstorm with the star for Gas City, and Fire Vixen for the Regulators.
Kailstorm gets a little bit of a push there from Glitter Guns. Help her get right through. She doesn't have a lead, but she got through the pack.
Fire Vixen removing the star momentarily, putting it back on, but not quite enough. It fell off of her helmet, and I don't think she's realized it
So
yet.
I believe that means nobody has lead?
No, it doesn't look like lead has been established. So Fire Vixen will put that star back on, and we will see what happens when she gets through the pack.
All right. She's facing some strong opposition from number 6, Maramia, who's doing a great job of blocking.
And Kailstorm doing the Tokyo Drift around the outside of the corners, gets her through, gets 4 points.
Kailstorm's having a great jam right now. She's sitting at 8 points, looking to score some more. And it looks like she will. Comes in with another 4. That's a great jam for Kailstorm.
Fire Vixen got knocked to the outside, bridged all the way back by Chow Min. She has removed the star again.
Yeah, and with no lead assessed, this is going to be a full 2-minute long jam. So both jammers just have to buck up and get through it.
And up comes her pivot, Harley Sin, to take that star pass, outrunning Chow Min for 4 points.
Ooh, Kailstorm's taking it from those evil Living Dead blockers. Chow Min trying for the assist, but losing Harley Sin in the process. Maramia also trying to get Harley Sin, but falls, and Harley Sin gets out.
So we've got 7 seconds left in this jam. Both jammers coming in hot.
Wow, it is chaos out there, and finally this jam is called off. Probably felt like the longest jam of those jammers' lives, because 2-minute jams, I'll tell you, they are hard.
Definitely, and that puts the Regulators that much closer to that century mark. 18 points scored puts them at 97.
And that is a great jam for Kailstorm. 18 points for her. And that is her best jam in this game so far. She's got to be feeling pretty good coming out of that.
Absolutely, and hopefully the Regulators can use that momentum to close that gap a bit more. We've still got 7.5 minutes left. We've got Pixelated on the jam line with the stars. Spitney running up that inside.
Whoa.
Wide open lanes, gets that lead.
What track awareness. Spitney used that hole and went for it. Still some struggle. Ooh, big ol' hit.
Pixelated getting knocked to the infield by Emski. Meanwhile, Spitney getting through 4-4.
Yep. Great jam for Spitney so far. Wow, and another penalty on the Regulators.
Regulators a bit spread out. They're having some trouble getting together, but Tammy
Whoa.
Trickster, just a powerhouse of a blocker, not going to let her through easily.
No, that was they had a great blocking front up there. I saw Nels Bells in there with some really, really strong hips. Oh, but that sweep from the Evil Living Dead.
Just a little sweep on that inside was all it took for Spitney to get by and put up another 4 points. 12-point jam for the Living Dead.
Yeah, they are not letting the Regulators have an easy time out there. Even Living Dead has been putting up a really, really strong blocking front on this track today. Looks like, if I'm seeing correctly, we have both teams have players in the box. Living Dead, one of their blockers is standing. No pack called.
And I believe that's a jammer for Gas City, Pixelated. She is standing for the remaining 10 seconds of her penalty as Attica Flinch for Living Dead reports back to the track as Harley Sin comes in.
Harley Sin coming through at her initial pass, looking for some more points.
Pixelated off her penalty with the star in hand, engaging that evil tripod, but they are solid.
Wow, this is so strong. It's almost like a quad pod. There's 4 blockers in there just holding. Using an effective bridge here. Keeping Pixelated held.
Regulators getting pushed forward to that out-of-play point, and Harley Sin gets through for 4.
Looks like, ooh. Pixelated finally gets through as one of her teammates goes to the box. That is number 1-4 into the box. Oh, Bashan Bindi. All right. Rip curl on the line, going up against, I believe that is J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling's been mostly pivoting for this game, so it's interesting to watch her jam off the start. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, an interesting switch up by the regulators to see if they can get over that century mark.
Yeah.
So
Ooh,
J.K.
wow.
Rowling trying her luck up the middle.
Rip curl, though, fancy feet, comes on through, gets lead. J.K. Rowling, though, coming fast on one foot, but getting knocked out, dragged all the way back as Rip curl comes around for her first point scoring pass. Wow, look at that fancy feet. 4 points for Rip curl.
Beautiful little pirouette move by Rip Curl. I didn't know she could do that either. Look at all this talent she has.
And J.K. Rowling makes her initial pass. She's going to come through, try to score some points, but not before Rip curl calls it off. So that was a nice 7-point jam for Rip curl. Keeps widening that lead.
So we've got just under 3.5 minutes left in this second half, and Gas City will send out Pixelated with the star against Fire Vixen for Evil. Evil opting to set up at the front, and it looks like both teams are full strength right now.
Yeah, which is a rare sight in this game because I feel like there have been a ton of penalties. Wow, finding that in. Fire Vixen out in front, getting that lead on an early nice start. But
Pixelated using that same strategy, cutting to the out and finding her avenue to get through and get her initial.
Fire Vixen gonna try to hit and quit, and that's exactly what she does.
But Gas City managed to save their points. She only got one out of them.
All right, we got Spitney on the line for the Evil Living Dead. We'll see who the regulators send out. That is Angel Blade. And we're sitting at about 2.5 minutes left in this game. You think our regulators are going to break the 100-point mark? Let's see in this next jam.
Living Dead have held the regulators scoreless for a few jams now, so let's see if Angel Blade can change that. She's trying the out, but she gets knocked out by Attica Flinch.
Again, Living Dead has such strong blockers. I would hate to be up against those powerhouses. Looks like there's either a stash or a pass. We'll find out soon. Angel Blade trying to give it to the pivot. Confusion in the corner.
Yeah, Angel Blade passing the star to Russian, who gets knocked to the outside and will get bridged back by Attica Flinch. The no pack is called, and hopefully Russian can take advantage, running up that inside, but Rip Curl quick to get in front, and she is being assisted by Attica Flinch. Oh, it looked like Attica Flinch went a bit of backwards there, but it looks
coming
like
through for some nice points. Wow, wow, wow. Toe stop run around the edge. Makes it look easy.
Russian picking up some sort of penalty.
It looks like it'll be a power gem for the Living Dead. Not that they need it. Spitney coming through, looking for some more points.
Pat getting spread out here along the straightaway. Evil moving in to give her a bit of offense with that sweep to the end, but Glitter Guns is quick to cover that line.
The regulators are doing a fantastic job of coping with the offense and pushing. Unfortunately, a fall there, and so Spitney gets through for some more points.
Oh, and a hit on another blocker will earn Glitter Guns a trip to the penalty box as Russian comes out of her penalty and adjusts her helmet cover.
And it looks like another penalty for the regulators. Wow, there's only 30 seconds left in this.
So Russian trapped at the back with the star in hand.
Spinny, 16-point jam. They hit the 203-point mark and calls it off. It looks like the regulators are saying, nah, let's just be done. We're not going to call a timeout.
Looks like the coaches are signaling to each other like, no, we're good. The Evo coach Stratton's for a sec. Are you sure?
All right.
It's like,
so
no, we're sure.
So it looks like an unofficial score. We have 203 points for the Living Dead, 97 for the Regulators. Great game of Derby. Both teams playing right up to the end. Lots of fun out there. Glad to see these teams on the track.
Absolutely, and don't forget to stay tuned tonight. We've got the co-ed bracket coming up next. We've got Oil City versus the Natural Born Thrillers of Chinook City. Then at 9 o'clock, we've got the Calgary Roller Derby All-Star team versus the Evil All-Stars.
Yeah, so this is your WFTDA sanctioned tournament hosted by Calgary and Chinook City Roller Derby. I'm your host, Mad Max. Stay tuned for our next game.
And I am Sonia Blade. We'll see you soon.